Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit, welcome home. This is going to be a reading for Libra in January 2024. So first we're going to have some oracle cards to see what are going to be the energies, advice, and guidance for Libra in January 2024. Okay, so these 3 came out all at the same time. So we have origins with loss, trial and error, warrior spirit, survival. We have DNA with sharing, primordial essence, eternity, and diet, sacrifice, discipline, unforgiveness, and cure. I'm going to ask if we have, okay, already we have an extra one, and yeah, 2 more. So we have songs with synesthesia, spirits, communion, and modulation. The blank one. Nice. It's only one. It's the first time that it comes out in a reading. And we have armor, amplification, shield, honor, and ceremony. Okay. So now we're going to have some tarot cards and see what are the energies and the advice and the guidance for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, but other placements as well. So blossoming, beautiful. We have a group here that wants to come out. So we have kindness, success, rebirth, past lives, and patience. I think that this one wants to be here because I see like the circles, the moon, the full moon, the moon cycle, the belly, the roundness, and the blank card, and also the candle. So you see here like the circle, full circle, the creation and the light coming through with all the whites. So we have room for maybe one more card from this deck. Let's see what comes out for Libra for January 2024. Do we have an extra card? Okay. Confidence or trust. Trust might be a more accurate word for this specific image. Okay, I'm sorry. I got a little bit lost because a specific image came to my mind when I was looking at the cards. I already see someone who, of course, it might not be all of you, but I already see someone who might be thinking of having children or is in the process of maybe trying to have children? And if so, it's going to go very, very well, and you're going to have a beautiful time. So let's see what else comes out. This is just a very specific thing that I'm seeing, because you have DNA, you have diet, and you have all this, the moon and the life force going through. And also the trusting. So let's see what else we have to clarify this situation. We have the Eight of Swords, the Sun, the Ten of Wands, Judgment and past lives. We have the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Swords. Okay, and I think I'm going to shuffle for a little bit more clarification and advice that okay, so we have two more cards that I'm going to keep to the side here. And now I see you have there is some type of project that you are involved in that is very successful, and it's very important for you, but it entails a lot of responsibility, and it's something that is very close to your heart at the time. That's why also I was speaking about the pregnancy, because it's also kind of the same feeling of creating something. But putting that aside, I would say that this is a project that is very, very close to your heart, and there are some blockages, but I don't see I don't see them, being very, relevant at all, because I see that you have done a lot of work already. The rebirth and the judgment here, I see that you have, the worst part is already behind your back. You're good now. And I'm so sorry. I see you are very protected with the shield and armor here, and that now what you have to do is kind of conclude this process with some sort of official maybe ceremony, maybe signing, maybe some kind of get together of all the people, communion, all the people who actually I see something also related to music, because you have the songs and you have this flute player here, and with the all the attention from worldwide attention, I see someone who maybe has their voice is heard along, is heard all around the world, and that is something that really connects you to yourself. That's why I'm even hearing music, so it's something about vibration, maybe even not only music, but like the sound of your voice, the vibration of your voice, the specific tone of your voice. And I see that you have to ignore a lot of what is said in order for your voice to be heard and for you to trust yourself in this situation. You really have to see past these conversations that I keep hearing, like it's useless, blabber, and maybe because you're trying to harmonize with people, you're giving them a lot of attention that you should not, and you really have to discern what is useful for you now and what is not, and be very mindful. If you have diet, that's surely an advice to be mindful of what you eat, but specifically here I think it's an advice to be mindful about what you hear. So be careful with the types of music you're listening to, the vibration of it. The voices that you're listening to are very important also. This is so specific, but it's so clear to me that it's about sound. I don't know. I just can't really, put a finger on it, like why specifically, but it's just my intuition that is telling me that something very important about sound and frequency and the vibration, maybe even in the places that you're either you work at or where you live. It's very important to have this specific sounds for you to harmonize with this energy and clearly discern like the sounds you want and the sounds you don't want. It's really like, as careful as you are with what you eat, you should be as careful or even more in this coming January, about the sounds around you. Of course, there are some things that we don't control, like there's the sound of the traffic, there's the sounds of city if you live in a city. There's also all kinds of sounds that bother us, but the way you focus on the sound is going to change it. Oh my God, that's so many images are so clear coming to mind. I see someone being so specific about a specific sound. I see somebody, it can be like in a studio or in a home studio, or just being very meticulous about sounds, very particular about sounds. Maybe even these sounds might be channeling for you some very important information that you really have to integrate. But you have to trust yourself more than you trust trust your ability to discern, because there are some, useless. You have the interference and you have the Seven of Swords, which is futility, and these two are the only ones that you really have to worry about, because they are creating extra pressure on a specific project that is unnecessary. So this is a project, I see this is a project that is very close to your heart, although it's also professional. And it connects you to the world and to other people, but most importantly to yourself, to your soul. And to let me see now I'm very curious, because now I'm going to ask more about the reason, because I see this card as more of the reason why, the reason why you want to go through this process of discernment and of cleansing certain energies from your life in a very balanced and elegant way. I don't see any conflict with anybody, really. I just see you being discerning and being meticulous and very particular, and just quickly overcoming some challenges that may come because of the interference of these ideas that you want to compromise, you want to harmonize, but sometimes you just can't. You just have to, ignore. But you have something very important to create, something that will bring you so much that it's almost impossible to really describe, because the potential is so big. So now I will see these two cards that will describe what exactly is this. We have the Devil. Wow. Oh, wow, look at that. The Devil and the High Priestess. So this is really beautiful. What you're doing is the soul, your soul is coming through, and it's going to be materialized in a way that's almost like childbirth. It's almost like giving new life. It can be that. It really can. And it's so in tune with nature and with the natural rhythms. It's natural magic at its best. If you know how to work with natural magic, to me the cards show me that you already do. So you are, very advanced in your spiritual practice and in your path, in your spiritual path. And you're so wise, and you're going to, in this month, I see that you're going to integrate that spiritual wisdom with amazing skills of practicality and ability to put in practice your ideas and your dreams and visions and sounds, because I see someone who has the knowledge of sound and of frequency. It could be a healer. You could be a healer, but even if you're not a professional healer, you are certainly someone who heals through what he or she does. Because, with the DNA, and you see here the DNA here on the card also. And this is, the material aspect of creation. And usually the devil is something that imprisons you, is something that is keeping you like an addiction or something. I don't see this at all here. I see this devil with the High Priestess here. It could be like secrets. It could be, somebody is working like to keep something a secret or keep something hidden. They're tricking you. I don't see this here at all. I just see the ability to materialize your highest and most, elevated concept of reality, because this High Priestess here also represents the matrix of reality. You see here with the pattern, that the net that she is extending in front of her, and you see that with her aura, with her, spiritual energy, she's like energizing the whole the whole texture, the whole pattern, matrix of reality. And then you have these amazing shapes, from the most abstract and pure and perfect shapes like Platonic to the most natural, the fruits, the animal, and the flower. So this is like the knowledge of life. And with the amazing ability of the material, the material ability to make that manifest, to see it, to touch it, to smell it, to taste it. So, and you have here, the patience card with the 7 and the 7 here. I also see that this is something that maybe in May will be even more, even more seen, because there's time involved. There's some moons, and maybe even in the next full moon, you'll have more information on this process, beautiful creative process that you are going through. Keep yourself guarded from, the small talk, the useless, even useless gatherings. Like, don't be with people you don't think are going to aid you in this process, because this is especially for January, because this is a slow, it needs to be protected. This is a slow process, it needs the food, the nourishment, the time, the rest, the sleep. Sleep is also quite important here. The resting and the sleeping, because it will, in periods of complete, involvement with material things and with, making things come to life in front of you, it's good to balance those with sleep. And sleep whenever you can. If you're pregnant, or if you're not pregnant, or if you're planning or not to have a child, I would kind of act like a pregnant woman. And pregnant women are always sleeping, and they sleep everywhere, and they sleep whenever they feel like they're like relaxed, like children. Usually, and children sleep everywhere. They just relax, on your lap, or on, in the car, in a small, commute. Every good excuse for a little nap. So that's very important for you to keep this sensitivity to sound, to keep yourself, balanced and healthy. Like, I don't see healthy, I mean your psyche and your feelings, and I don't mean your body, although it's a consequence, of course. I want to know more about exactly how you can protect yourself from these interferences sometimes, and more about them. So the interference, what it is, what is it? Is it people? Is it some situation inside of yourself, something from the past, or whatever? Let's see. So what is this opposition maybe that you are feeling or finding? Okay. 6 of Wands, so it's no worry. It's nothing to worry about. Maybe it's even something that Yeah, I think you already conquered this. So yeah. Okay. Now, so maybe now in January, you are coming to the realization that you already did the work. So before you were like thinking that, oh my God, I have to keep doing this. I have to keep worrying about these people or this situation or this work. I have to work more. And now I see that you, in January, you are going to be so much, lighter and relieved. And you should celebrate, because if you celebrate, you will give, the you will tell your soul, your body, and yourself that it's time to relax, and it's time to be different, to live in a different way, to express yourself in a different way. So this is the time to yeah to celebrate, really, because you already did whatever this was. It's in the past, so it's fine. You can celebrate, and you will just be even more elevated if you do, and it will help this process go even more smoothly and elegantly and beautifully. I see someone who is like so successful and so happy, but doesn't even know how lucky, how lucky you are. So just, maybe you have to write. I don't know if you have to listen to something. If you have to put on your favorite music, yeah, surely you do. Or if you have to go into a more silent mode. But I think that music, yeah, you see this guy celebrating, and it's not like New Year's Eve. This is a celebration of the soul. This is not something that is like a social party. It's something that you are partying inside yourself. You are partying, and you should, because you will release a lot of the baggage. If you do, you will relax and be more playful, not so serious. That's what parties are for, loosening up and just letting it all out. Because if you do, you will move on to a serious endeavor, a really deep, because it's deep, and it's going to manifest into the world this incredible spiritual potential. If it's a child, I know it's like the miracle of life. If it's not, it's the miracle of creation coming through a person who knows so much about vibration and about connecting with the highest, ideal, the highest and most perfect ideal that the human mind can, grasp, and making it real. That's, pure love, pure energy, pure connection to the soul. And it's amazing. My head is like tingling, and I'm getting like completely into this reading, because it's such a beautiful energy that I would, live with this energy forever. And it's so harmonious and so elegant and balanced. It's a great feeling. So I thank you so much for that. That's the greatest blessing of channeling and helping, shine, a light to these stories that speak so much to me. And I hope they do to you too. And I hope you have an amazing January, because it surely looks like it's truly amazing if you just, give yourself the space to celebrate your wins, and you put yourself in tune with what you want and this highest ideal for you. And this is an amazing, beginning of the year for you. and I wish you all the success in the world. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, and comment if you want. I would really love to hear your stories. And yeah, thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.